try and break down that first win.
Thank you very much, guys. And yeah, we got to break it down. SKT, T1K, Abs.
I owe you an apology. I said you couldn't win a best of 3 in just one game, but I think SKT1 just did.
That's strong words, and I can't argue against it. If we look at the bigger picture, SKT simply outclassed Fnatic. I think individually they were playing better. Strategically, they had some very good moves. I want to go to some of the earlier game starts. Deficio, you felt quite strongly about some of the slow-pushing minion waves and the decision that SKT took to manage those.
So it's something SKT does really well, and it's one of the ways they kind of removed the whole laning phase part as well, because they will slow push, for instance, the bottom lane, and rotate 4 members to mid lane. So they force Fnatic now to either come into mid lane and try and defend with 4 members, try and fight against SKT, or they force Fnatic to spread out in the lanes and give up a free tower. So it means they remove the laning phase, and therefore just set up these picks as well, and they use the Twitch really well with this, because whenever he slow pushes bot lane, he then roams in stealth into mid lane, pops up, gets someone low, Expected for instance, he's back in base, they can take a tower, and it's kind of the opposite Fnatic normally does. We see Regis, we actually talked about it earlier, how he will push it pretty much all the way, build up a massive wave, push it all the way up to the tower, and then someone just comes and takes the wave, and it's too late for him to move. That's what SKT never does.
See, I just want to give the perspective of a player about why SKT doing what they do is so good, because initially if you watched what Piglet was doing there, it would be seemingly randomly he would move from bottom to mid lane, and a newer team would be like, why is he losing this farm? This wave's pushing away from him. He's gonna lose all these minions for free. But then SKT is smarter than that, and they know, yes, I'm gonna lose the next few waves because these minions will slow push. But by that time, I will be already pressuring mid lane, and at the same time, that the minion wave is gonna hit bottom tower. If by some miracle top is pressuring it, well, they have pressure all over the map, and it's literally, and that's what I mean. This is a play that starts a minute before. Fnatic probably only realizes it. Hey, we need to defend mid. 30 seconds later, and then their mind needs to switch. How do we deal with bot lane? And it's SKT is planning these pushes ahead of time, and that's why they're such a good team.
Yeah, and I actually want to point out 2 things kind of related to that. Is one, actually, this is a tactic I also saw Royal Club do back at Season 3 Worlds. So this is something that, if these guys go to the final, something that OMG might be used to, but also you talk about the fact that they're pressuring something else. They're not just doing these like 4-man walk up to the minion wave siege situations. They're flanking around behind the turret with multiple people, so that either Peke is defending the turret and gets 4v1'd and dies, or he's got to go way the heck back, misses the entire wave of farm in the mid lane, and you miss a wave bottom, but they miss 2 waves mid, and you lose half the turret health. Like, that's just better.
And not only that, but we've talked a lot about keeping the top laner down, which has been a really core strategy for many, many teams in Korea in these lane swap situations. And you really have to realize that when your tower goes down, if you don't break the freeze pop properly, there's going to be a slow building wave coming out of the tier 2 turret, and it's up to the team that's going to be catching the wave at the tier 1 to really coordinate with the jungler to get up there so you don't get dove or zoned off the tower and lose all that experience in gold, because that happens once, and the top laner's behind forever, and you're pretty much screwed.
Well, all of this lane controlling, wave, speed, tempo, planning is being done while SKT are still individually outclassing Fnatic. We actually have a replay of one of these moments. Let's pull this replay up onto your screen. It starts in the bottom lane. Freak, talk us through it.
So this to me is Fnatic not playing against enough Twitch to understand how he works. So Twitch, the stealth itself takes a second and a half to even kick in. And that's up to like 3 or 4 seconds if you actually deal damage to him during the fight. So that you have 0 reason to pink ward the second you see Twitch, but that's what they do anyway. Let's roll the clip out and watch what happens. So Fnatic goes in. It's a really nice move. This is awesome. He stealths from the brush and gets the damage, but they immediately pink ward, which literally couldn't do anything. That pink ward's on the bottom side of the screen. So now Piglet stealth and hides in the brush. Now at this point they should know both teams rotating down, but Fnatic should know that there's no wards and no people on the red side jungle. So Cyna basically face checks Tribrush and walks right into Bengi, and then the Yasuo as well. So now it's a guaranteed 3v4, and it's just cleanup at this point. Even though both mid laners came down, the movement from Fnatic is off, plus the fact that they didn't pick off Twitch in the first place. So Piglet shows back up to pick up more kills during the fight, and it's a whole bunch of individual misplays of not picking up the kill and then going the wrong way after the first kill that SKT just shows up for and gets them all.
Yeah, a very difficult position to be in. Just before we move on to social media, one final question to Deficio. What on earth do Fnatic do going off stage now? They've got 10, 15 minutes to get ready. How do they go about getting ready for game 2?
So if I was on Fnatic, I would say which champion destroys rotations, which champion can clear side lanes, can stop these slow pushes, Ziggs. I would actually just pick Ziggs and just say, you know what, if you try and do the slow push, we're going to clear it with the ultimate, wave clear in the mid lane, and I would just try and go, so strong wave clear, and also something that can scale into late game and try and European style,
Stall
go
out the
very,
game.
very, very late. Go an hour into the game or something where you have 6 items and where just a small mistake from someone in a fight can cost the entire game. And try and win this way, because clearly they won't be able to just fight SKT straight up.
Well, we'll have to see what they decide to do. As I mentioned, we do need to switch gears for a minute. Earlier today, we asked you to weigh in on our Twitter question. Which regional teams' playstyle have you enjoyed watching the most and why? And you've sent us some great responses. So let's check out a few of our favorites and get some brief comments from our analysts. This comes from @Futons. I wonder if he's a bed. Cloud9's playstyle has been outstanding. Aggressive initiation and brawls from the ADC role makes for amazing viewing. Didn't help so much against OMG. What do you think, Krippa?
OMG had the right analysis there. Yeah, they're a very AD-centric team. Difficile called out earlier how much damage Sneaky does in fight. OMG just said, well, we'll pick Nunu, and every time you pop up anywhere, we'll just jump on you and kill you, and it worked for them.
Did indeed. Next one comes from @OmeDisaster. The Korean hype train playstyle. Aggression and unpredictable map movements equals GG. What do you think, Mr. Conductor?
Couldn't agree more. And like you're saying, Krepo said, it's very hard to predict where SK Telecom is going to go if you're not used to playing against these very tactical and subtle minion wave pushes. So.
All right, next one comes to us from @TheCuddleOfDeath. He says, definitely OMG. Their go hard or go home playstyle is very exciting to watch, and we know Freak has loved it.
Yeah, it's awesome. They go hard. They look for fights. They always, as long as they keep going for team fight comps, it works out for them. I like the aggressive teams, like the ones that make action, and it's fun to watch.
All right, our last tweet of the day comes from @It'sMigu-chan. He says, I'm torn between SKT and Fnatic. Their techniques were stunning, and yesterday's match between them two was breathtaking. Tefisho, I think I know which one you'd pick if you had to.
I'll probably go with SKT when it comes to playstyle. But yeah, the game yesterday was very exciting. A lot of kills happening. And I actually like Fnatic trying to play more aggressive than we normally see in Europe here for All-Star. But SKT clearly got the best playstyle.
Well, we'll see how they can bounce back in Game 2. Remember, you guys at home can continue to keep sending us those tweets, letting us know what you think by hitting us up @LOL Esports using that hashtag All-Star. I do want to give a shout out to La Zenith. The crowd has been fantastic. You guys are the MVP as per Reddit.
Yeah, earlier they were even singing happy birthday. Initially I thought it was for me, but then somebody notified me. It was Faker, sadly enough. But merci à tout le monde, vous êtes magnifique.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Now, SKT T1K are just one game away from facing off against OMG in the All-Star event finals. Can they take it in 2? Or will Fnatic harness the power of the